The web invaded mainframe, sprite and virus battled side by side, attempting to reclaim the city from the rift which opened wide. But Megabyte betrayed Bob and he threw him deep inside the pit. The pit was closed and Bob was hosed, and all that he could say was,
"No!"
We asked Bob to protect us, we thought we would have no barrier. From here would infect us, except Ento, which was scarier. The city shivered, terrified from fear of the infector's touch.
I guess your fear was verified, I wasn't a protector much. I guess our fear was verified, he wasn't a protector much. I guess our fear was verified, he wasn't a protector much. I guess our fear was verified, he wasn't a protector after much.
It wasn't Enzo's fault at first, he only was a little sprite.
At best he was the worst, but then he slowly learned to do it right.
And just as he was getting skilled, a game came down, he couldn't win. I thought for sure they'd both be killed, first Bob, then Enzo, not again.
And just as he was getting skilled, the game came down, he couldn't win. She thought for sure they'd both been killed, first Bob, then Enzo, not again. I went from game to game, I aged, I grew and lost my innocence. I soon became enraged by each and every bad experience. The sprite you knew was gone, I had become a grim aggressor man. I knew from that point on that I was truly Bob's successor man.
The sprite you knew was gone, he had become a grim aggressor man. We knew from that point on that he was truly Bob's successor man.
I met up with the web riders and took the form of interface.
I joined my gun with pirate swords and sailed the seas of cyberspace.
And when at last the pair of us were finally reunited, guys, our shouts of joy did blare because we really were delighted, guys. We soon made tracks to mainframe so our friends could reunite with us. We made it back and Megabyte was waiting there to fight with us.
When Bob went face to face to face to face with hexadecimal, his chances for survival shrank from small to infinitesimal.
His chances for survival shrank from small to infinitesimal. His chances for survival shrank from small to infinitesimal. His chances for survival shrank from small to infinitesimal.
Bob helped to defragment my head while Matrix fought with Megabyte. I thought he'd wind up dead, but Matrix put up a terrific fight.
I dreamed of this each lonely night, of doing in that virus trash, but just as I had won the fight, he engineered a system crash.
Just as you had won the fight, he engineered a system crash.
What Megabyte had hoped to do was cause his death to crack us up. I gambled on the user to reboot and thereby back us up. It worked, we all were born anew and rid of things barbaric. And now we're back together, everything's alphanumeric.
It worked, we all were born anew and rid of things barbaric. And now we're back together, everything's alphanumeric. And now we're back together, everything is alphanumeric.
Hello. Hi, Cell. Hello to anyone else. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Although, I think it's just this opening. It's very loud, this music. Hey guys, welcome to Deus Ex, the original game. So I've said before, this is my favorite game of all time. This is probably the defining piece of media for me as a teenager. This is the game that I wrote my undergrad thesis on in college for an English degree. The original game from whence all other video games sprang. Yeah, you know, this is the Citizen Kane, right? Hi, PM. So I know a lot about this game. I used to play through it about once a year, once every 2 years. I don't think I've actually done a full run through of it since college, which is quite a number of years ago now. So, but I think I still remember it probably pretty well. We'll see though. Also, I realized Estelle, that song it was playing is probably before your time, as they say. I was from Reboot, which is like the first fully computer animated TV series, I think. Okay, so I don't actually know what difficulty I want to play on. Let's start with hard. Realistic might be a little bit annoying. Let's do that guy. So yeah, this game looks like a... How do you feel about the sequels? I never finished Human Revolution, and I haven't played Mankind Divided at all. So... oh, and Deus Ex 2, Invisible War is fine. Theoretically, but I was never able to play it because it crashed on me very early on. Invisible War seemed interesting from what I read about it. There were decisions they made I did not like about how they handled the ending of this game, which is probably why it's better to do prequels. On the other hand, Human Revolution is like a very... It is a polished, immaculate game that has very little soul to it, I think. So I enjoyed playing it, you know, as a like mechanical experience, and it has some good visuals and some fun art and stuff. And of course, it has some fun dialogue moments in true Deus Ex tradition. But I don't think it's I don't think it is very interesting. I don't think it has a lot to say in the way that this game does, which this game has a lot to say. And we will be getting to that very quickly. I mean, I think Human Revolution is a good... It's a well-made, good game. It's just, it is not... And it's a much better made game than this game is, because this game is a sprawling mess. But this is also a game that is one of the most literary and thoughtful video games, even if it is very frustrating at times. And Human Revolution just doesn't have that ambition, you know. It wants to just be a competent game, and it is. And then I haven't played Mankind Divided basically because everything about Mankind Divided just sounded like Human Revolution but worse. And you know, the marketing for it was so bad. Yeah, I was gonna get to that, SL. I was gonna get to that. So I was gonna say is this game looks like an FPS. It is not an FPS. It is very much an RPG in that it is kind of a similar experience to Morrowind if you've never played them before, where you would start playing them and be like, why can't I hit things when I'm you know, in first person and clicking on them and I'm missing, and it's because the game is actually rolling stuff based on your skill level. And so you have these skills. You do start. It automatically starts you out with trained in pistol, but you can actually get rid of that and just be like, "Fuck you! I don't want pistol training," which gets you some extra skill points, which is a good thing to do. This game is an RPG, as in rocket-propelled grenade, because it will blow you away. We're gonna get the rocket launcher right off the bat, so yes. We're gonna upgrade computers. We're gonna upgrade electronics. These are basically your and lockpicking. These are basically, so you need computers trained in order to hack at all, which is very important. The lockpick, yes, I do mean the lockpick. That is, yeah, that is what we'll also get to that. That the rocket launcher is great for being a lockpick. It resets you to trained once in? What? I didn't remember it doing that. I just remembered you got your points and you could spend them elsewhere. So electronics and lockpicking are basically both. Lockpicking is traditional lockpicks, and electronics is basically electronic lockpicking. So those are both important. I don't really care about weapons, but this gets my prod, so I guess I'll upgrade that maybe. Oh yeah, your skills also cost different amounts. Swimming is actually super good in this game, in my opinion. I think swimming is actually really useful. At least like a level of it, but not a whole lot. We should change our real name just because it shows up in text, and if it's your real name is just JC Denton, you won't actually notice when it shows up, and it's useful to distinguish when people are using your real name versus when people are using JC Denton. Didn't remember it being useful, but I played it. There's a lot of like alternate routes, so if you just go through it like shooting things, then you don't need swimming. It's not useful, but there are a lot of alternate routes that swimming opens up. That having like a point of swimming will let you physically you can't get through those routes because you will die of lack of air. JC Le Breton, where you'll die of lack of air if you don't have a point in swimming, or an environmental training, which is actually also one of an underrated skill. Because then you can use the rebreathers and stuff. So that's, yeah, is that these actually have different point values, and so medicine and environmental training are the cheapest skills. They're considered the lowest value skills, and so they're kind of, they can be kind of bargains for skill points. Sure, why don't we just upgrade swimming and environmental training for the hell of it? Just for this. Alright. We'll use my regular naming now. Swimming is nullified by rebreathers before any port and swimming routes are available. I'm trying to remember, there's a rebreather before, because the early one that I remember is in LaGuardia, or to LaGuardia, or whatever. But you could very well have a rebreather at that point, I don't remember. Also, and it's not like you could sell them for money by not using them, so, but sure, we'll take it anyway. Okay. Let's start and listen to the amazing opening cutscene. Which is actually one of my favorite opening cutscenes, even though it makes no sense until you've actually watched or played the game all the way. Oh shit!
I take it he was agreeable.
He did.
Sorry, I'm gonna skip this because we don't have subtitles? Why are subtitles not on? I thought subtitles are on. Oh, like a Dark Souls opening. Kind of? I feel like Dark Souls tells you a lot of upfront information that just get a lot of context for later on. Why did subtitles not show up? Is this because I'm using this resolution thing that is like fucking with it? I don't know. Because the game considers it to be 640 by 480, which is hilarious and not at all true. That's not the resolution it's running at. It tells you upfront information and seems absolutely nothing. It's telling me, yeah, but it tells you information. I don't think this intro tells you anything because it doesn't, I don't think this intro tells you anything until you have actually... Okay, I don't understand why I can't... Yeah, I don't know why I don't have subtitles here. This is annoying me.
I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable.
He didn't really have a
I'll
choice.
just be quiet.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over to the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of...
Okay, I will check real quick if they're in the launcher. I don't feel like they should be. No. Oh, widescreen cinematic subtitle fix has a checkbox, which is on. I will uncheck that. That feels like it should be fixing it.
Your appointment to
Nope. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Assume you're using Kenty's fix. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, I've never actually used it before. I'm running in borderless full screen. Should I be running in full screen instead?
Your appointment to
Nope. I don't understand. Subtitles are on. Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. That doesn't even... Oh. Well, that did something. I didn't do anything before when I was... Okay. Well, now I fucked it up, didn't I? I did fuck it up. Especially because it can't actually run at the 1920 by 1080 natively. But I'm curious if we do this, if it does show up now.
Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized
No,
within the
it does
week.
not. God damn. Fucking, this game is, okay, it's old, but it's like, shouldn't be that fucked up. I thought your computer skill was trained. Hi, Daimon. What if we try running it windowed? 1920 by 1080.
Your appointment to FEMA
Well,
should be
we don't
finalized
get it.
within
I
the
guess
week.
it's just
I've
screwed.
already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable.
Okay. I'm definitely not going to run it windowed. I think we just don't get it. I've already discussed the matter with the senator. Yep. Yep. Okay. I don't know what is going on. Alright. Get our thing here. Let's untrain that. No, I don't want it. Oops. Not medicine. I don't need medicine.
Your appointment to
All right,
FEMA should be
whatever.
finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable.
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned
Oh,
that we
yes.
could put him on the
Oh,
priority
yes.
list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. But the world has been behind
Old
long
men
ago.
running
We
the world.
are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience, and their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The augmentation project?
Among other things, but I must admit that I have been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6
Hi,
months.
Jay.
My people will continue to report on its progress. If necessary, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill.
No, he didn't.
That city will be a reality, and we will be crowned its kings. Not better than kings. Gods.
Aquinas did not speak of the mythical city on the hill. Please don't kill Tom Hall. Alright. Welcome to Liberty Island, New York City. Games have come so far, even if only in terms of directing cutscenes.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF
Where's
is raiding
my-
the
oh, there
island
it
and
is.
shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
So there's a play going on, there's whatever the hell, you know, whatever else they were talking about.
They come this way, I got them, sir.
Oh, hi, Paul.
I thought you were in Hong Kong. Welcome to the Coalition, JC.
God,
Might as well
Paul's
start using the code name.
goatee.
Think I'd miss my brother's first day? Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. A few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? Looks like a textbook assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage. The bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation. All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod. I don't mind a test, but UNATCO better issue some hardware.
I don't mind a test that
Remember, we're police.
someone's life
Stick with
depends
the
on.
prod. It'll stun your opponents or knock them unconscious. A non-lethal takedown is always the most silent way to eliminate resistance. Just in case, though, Manderley wants you to pick an additional weapon. A sniper rifle, a GEP gun, or a mini crossbow.
JC, I'm over here. You should check out the sunglasses. Daimon, his vision is augmented. This is one of the, like, this is a dumb first choice of the game, because you're gonna get a crossbow, a mini crossbow, like, immediately, like, literally one of the first guys is gonna drop one. There is a sniper rifle on this level, although it is a little out of the way, so you could miss it. Whereas the GEP gun, you will not find another GEP gun for a long time, and the GEP gun is super useful. These are both just ways to kill people. The GEP gun, as PM mentioned earlier, is a lockpick, a very useful lockpick. It's also a way to take out robots, which are otherwise pretty difficult to take out at this point. So,
Never know when I might come up against some heavy armor. Give me the GEP gun. The GEP gun might be useful. They have a security bot on patrol near the statue entrance. Great. What's the first move? I'm going to give you a map of the island. If you can get to the north dock, a UNATCO informant will give you a key to the statue doors. He responds to the code phrase, iron and copper. You could avoid a lot of fighting, though, if you found a back way to the statue. I'll see how it looks on shore. Your primary objective is the makeshift command center the terrorists have installed at the top of the statue. But don't forget about Agent Herman. We think he's being held on the ground floor. What are my orders when I reach the command center? Interrogate the leader. We don't yet know why the terrorists would risk an open assault.
why would they release or risk an open assault? Okay. God, this is... I'm so disturbed by their hair. You don't like the red hair? Alright, there we go. This is our wonderful interface. We have, yeah, the grid-based inventory. Your puzzle inventory. Our health, which is, yeah, by body part. And has fun if if you lose all of your arm or all of your legs, it has the effects that you would expect. We don't have any augs yet other than the base augments, but we will get augmentations because we are a cyborg super soldier. And that's very relevant to the plot. Our skills, our goal. You can actually just add notes in here. You can just type whatever you want. So our current goals are, yeah, the NSF has attacked the Statue of Liberty. We need to get inside. They didn't attack the Statue of Liberty as like a symbolic thing. It's because there's a base on this island, and they stole some stuff. They stole a vaccine for the plague that was mentioned. This interface is priming me to be excited to the Prey DLC. Yeah, so we're told there's an informant who has a key to the front doors. Although Paul said it would be better to actually just go around the back. And then also there's a guy inside one of our an ally inside we need to break out. We can look over all of our conversations. This is very Thief. This is our map of the island, and it's literally it's a satellite photo. It is not actually, you know, any kind of functional map. We are here, South Dock. There's the UNATCO base. We work for UNATCO, which is United Nations Anti-Terrorist Coalition, basically a UN army. Of course, the statue is in ruins. I'm not sure if I ever clicked on like half these tabs. Most of the time, you don't. Garrett isn't nearly that good at map. That's true. I mean, yeah, his maps are usually like hand drawn, but they're still not very functional. All right. This is the docks. Oh wait, we can actually talk to that guard, I'm pretty sure, or the soldier. I thought.
What's your take on this?
Yeah, there we go.
Corporal?
The bots have them bottled up, sir. We'd go right in if it weren't for the whole back order.
How'd they get one of our agents?
Gunter went rogue on us. When the order came, he wouldn't pull back. Now you get to bail him out.
What's
Well,
up,
I certainly see the family resemblance. Those rebels are no match for our bots. Well, I certainly see the family resemblance.
So we don't really know much about the NSF right now. They're rebels, terrorists, something.
You just gonna stay here? There's been some activity at sea. I'm going to watch the coast. Why'd they bring you back to New York? I don't know what they have planned. I messed up an assassination attempt on one of the triad leaders in Hong Kong.
Did you know?
Who pulled you out? It's a long story. You better head to the statue. Which triad was UNATCO targeting? We'll talk about that later. How was your graduation? I want to hear what happened. I wish I could have come. At the time, I could have cared less.
Deflection, Paul.
It was a good thing. The UN threw a dinner in honor of me, the first nano-augmented agent. I didn't know that. Guess I must be old news. Dad made a toast. I don't know if you remember his old brown suit. A toast? That doesn't sound like our father. It was hard for him in front of the diplomats, but he savored every moment. Strange how proud he could be when so much was due to our augmentations. Yes, he was proud. I believe that much. It was nice to have done something for him and Mom. I wish someone could have been there for you. I'm used to being on my own. One can be too self-sufficient, I'm coming to believe.
I didn't notice that before. He was proud, I believe that much. Is pretty pointed. Come
Best
on.
thing is to let the bots handle the ground assault.
Talk to me. Well, I think one of them just came near the bot. I thought, okay, I guess.
You might be able
Oh,
to
I gotta
find some
walk
supplies
away.
in a comm van by the helipad.
Yeah. Or no, maybe I don't have to walk away. I think it's literally just time-based.
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A UNATCO informant on the North Dock can get you inside the statue. Look for a bomb. Identify yourself with the phrase iron and copper.
So this is one of my... I do really like this part of the game right away, is that, so... Yeah, the true past is letting them outsmart everyone, yeah. That JC, or,
Hard to believe
sorry,
this
Paul...
used to be a tourist attraction, huh?
Paul told us, you know, we're police. Remember, we're police. Stick with the prod. Non-lethal takedowns. And as you walk up here, Alex is like, shoot to kill. Those are your orders. So you're immediately presented with... What is my,
I spill my drink.
God, not what I wanted, but hilarious. Oh, controls. Or keyboard mapping. I want to know what my crouch is. Oh, it is C. Okay. This game has the good crouch. That does sound like police, yeah. I mean, yeah, the nature of what UNATCO is.
Remember the Academy stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover.
Yeah, we didn't do,
Remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
we did not do the tutorial, which is an actual separate thing, where you go through. It's in the old style where it's like Half-Life or something, where you have a training course you go through. Nope. Alright. It's possible to get these guys in one hit, but we don't have a lot of accuracy right now, so it's a little hard. Anyway. No, I want to pick him up. How do I... There we go. There we go. This doesn't actually matter that much right now, but... Actually, I don't think it matters ever. I don't think they ever react. I don't need a knife. I will use baton and replace my crowbar with that. Drop. Drop. I don't need cigarettes. I don't need a candy bar right now. Don't need pepper spray. I like when enemies get knocked out in this game, they make like sideshow chop getting hit in the face with a rake. Yeah, it's a strange. I mean, it's they're being, you know, like electrocuted, I guess, is the idea, but it's oh, that's okay. Okay. So right over here is. Can I just? Yeah, I can bash this. Oh, I thought I could bash it. Maybe I need the crowbar to bash that. Yeah, I should have kept the crowbar. Couldn't remember if I need the crowbar or not. I feel like I remembered just having a baton. Oh. Can't. Okay, we'll have to pick that lock. Steal more damage? Oh yeah, still the same damage. Alright, I don't need crowbar. Alright. It's one of your first little puzzles, your physics puzzles. So exciting back in the day. I don't think it's ever exciting, but alright, get a grass grenade. We'll keep those. So I don't have any lockpicks, so I'll come back. I don't want to shoot that with my rocket launcher because I don't remember if there's a medical robot inside. I don't remember if the medical robot can get blown up or not. Alright, so we got a crossbow now. Thing about crossbows is it has tranquilizer darts. It's also silent. It doesn't make noise when it fires. So this is the actual UNATCO base. It's currently closed. Yeah.
Right. How you guys holding up?
UNATCO command made us pull back. I guess for Gunther's sake. What's the deal? We're ready to go in.
So again, and this is like, if you didn't pick up on it before, the game is actually asking you or pointing it out to you that you have this dichotomy. I'm going to clean the place out, or we're taking a minimum force approach.
We're taking a minimum force approach. We're cops after all.
Ask me. I think we should.
I think this guy gives you something if you actually tell him you're going to kill everyone.
Pumped full of lead.
When due process fails us, we really do live in a world of
And
terror.
immediately,
Thought you nanowogs were supposed to be badass killing machines. Guess I was wrong.
Guess so.
Some advice. You get out there, you're gonna have to tangle with some real sons of bitches.
we're
This thing is to pick them off from 50 or 100 paces with a scope. I scored an extra one from a couple of thugs we dropped down by the dock. You can have it for 700 credits. Also picked up some 10mm ammo and some crossbow darts.
you were introduced to Deus Ex's style of dialogue, which is JC saying stuff like,
As long as command has the rest of us on
you know, then when due process fails us, we really do live in a world of terror. Which is interesting. I mean, you know, it's a reminder. This game was made in 2000, right? This is before 9/11. This is before the War on Terror. This language was not new. This game is.
I'll check back with you later.
I don't need any of that stuff. Also, in relevant to that, well, we can't really see. Yeah, we can kind of see the skyline over here. There's no Twin Towers in the New York City skyline. And the fictional reason is because.
You'll be sorry.
Oh, I wasn't trying to talk to you
I'll check
again.
back with you later.
The fictional reason is because terrorists blew them up. The non-fictional reason is because they were too tall for the skybox. They wanted to make the skybox shorter. If I ever make a game inspired by this, first code will be 4501, and if the player enters 0451, they will die. That's rude. So that's a little bit of cheating, I guess, because we know what the code is, because... Satcom, UNATCO 001. So we could hack this, but... DS9 to the 9/11 two-parter in 1996. Wait, what was it? I thought it was Satcom. Oh, it was 001. Yeah, there we go. And we're gonna unlock the door. is the main reason we're doing this. But you can also see inside UNATCO base those cameras. And we get some skill points. So you don't get points or like experience basically or skill points in this game for killing enemies or anything. They're all scripted, and they're all scripted from like basically getting to places or progressing the plot and stuff. So there's no like grinding. I mean, there's a fixed number of enemies. There's no respawning enemies in general, but you're never penalized for not killing anything. And you can't get to this game without... Well, if you glitch it, you can get through without killing anyone. Officially, you're supposed to be able to get through by only killing one person. Which I did back in the day, but will probably not be this playthrough. Because I'll probably get annoyed at some point and just... It's just going to be easier to kill someone. But we'll see. We'll try to be non-lethal. Oh shit.
I heard something.
I didn't realize there was a guy there. I do wish more games did skill points this way, yeah. It's Hey buddy.
I could swear I heard
Oh
something.
god. Alright, so this is the way the kind of accuracy system works. If you wait, your reticle goes down. Oh, I still missed. Well. This thing does have limited ammo, which is why I'm a little bit annoyed. Drop that. Oh yeah, the EMP grenade is what we picked up from the supply closet, I think. Multi-tool. So multi-tools are basically electronic lockpicks. They work on certain things, or they hack certain things, like they can hack cameras, turrets and stuff. But they're disposable. They're consumable. I think Bloodlines work that way too, and I guess in Fallout you get so many power points for... Yes. I think Bloodlines and Fallout are both based very close to that. Okay, here's a really... This is like one of the first... This is one of the most memorable early parts of the game to me, is this conversation. We're going to come up on 2 NSF terrorists.
That's the difference right there. Just take a look at him.
Bad?
They cut off his arm, replaced half his face.
Herman, right? He's a good soldier. Killed 3 of our men.
They'd have replaced his whole body if it would have improved performance. That's how you judge a man, by performance. Then eventually it's not about people, but upgrades, versions, functionality.
All I know is we could use a few mechs for ops like this.
Soon as we buy into the cult of the machine, we're just like them.
Rhetoric. Always more rhetoric.
I think it's a really interesting conversation, you know, immediately laying out this idea of...
Huh?
Alright, we got him with 1 hit. Let's get out of the cloud. Yeah, immediately laying out the the question of efficiency and what is the value of a human being, and kind of practicality versus I'm not gonna say idealism because I don't think that's the right use of that word, and idealism is bad, but I picked up another. Oh, I gotta put something up there so I can. There we go. Let's put this up there. Oh, it doesn't swap like that. There we go. Do headshots matter for knockouts with the prod? No. Well, the sweet spot for the prod is their waist. Principles, yeah. There's like a spot right here that will knock out everyone with 1 hit if you can hit it precisely, including MJ-12 commandos later on in the game, which is the only part that they're vulnerable to. Otherwise, they aren't affected by the prod. When I went to see the Statue of Liberty, I mean, maybe the base of the neck also works. I'm not sure. I always use the waist, but I haven't tried I haven't experimented with it in a very long time. So there might be 2 spots. When I went to see the Statue of Liberty a few years ago, I was a little disappointed at how small the island seemed after compared to how it feels in game. That's interesting. I've never been to New York, so I have no idea. I'm just gonna avoid those guys. There's not really any reason to go over there. I mean, they'll have like some minor loot, but it's just gonna be stuff I'm gonna throw away again. So we're around the back of the island now, which I can't show a map because we don't have a map. We do have this guy. I'm gonna go down in here. I'm trying to remember how to...
They found us.
Oops.
This power box must have been damaged in the raid. Don't
Oh shit, I'm out of ammo!
I'm also picking up an EMP field here.
Alright,
If you're not careful,
well,
it'll suck away your
he's
vital
unconscious still.
electrical energy.
I've been to New York City a couple times, never went to the statue. So here's another environmental puzzle. Where there's this electrical field here that will drain our energy, which is in the top left next to our health. And our energy is what we use to power our augmentation. So right now the only one we have is our flashlight, which is in the top right. Okay, here's our set up the turrets and cameras in the statue ruins. A hasty defense, but since we won't be here long, it should work. Screen computer login is NSF001. The password is smash the state. So you can use a multi-tool on this to fix this basically, or you can just, god darn it, I know you can jump over this. Oh, do I need to crouch jump? Huh. I could have sworn you can get over this. I can't get over it. Games that let you actually type in passwords are extremely good. What was I playing recently that I had to do that in? Do you... Oh, wait. That's what it is. That's what it is. I gotta use the forklift. Also, I should save. No augmented. Where's my quick save button? Because this game does not really autosave. I need to remember that. Quick save. Is it really? What the fuck? Alright. Okay, so I think we need this to get back up over here on this side, that's why. Oh, there's a bioelectric cell which recharges our energy, so if you did take the damage while you're over here, then you can repair it with that. These are our first like really good loot items, which are some weapon modifications. But we don't have anything that we want to modify yet, so we don't have any good weapons. Unless you really want to use the tranquilizer, the mini crossbow. Weapon mods are like kind of, because they're permanent upgrades to a specific weapon. And they're fairly rare. Alright, that was the point of going down there. Okay. So we're back around the back of the statue. Oops, there's another guy. Alright, this doesn't have any ammo. Don't turn around, don't turn around. Okay, that works.
Fascist.
Ow. I should have... This is why the cattle prod is much better. Alright, I should have used, I should use the tranquilizer. How am I gonna die? What's my health at? It's not good. I wanted to make sure he wasn't dead. I was like, the baton's non-lethal, right? Okay, this is like the way up to the back of the statue. Oops. Yeah.
Good thinking. You might be able to avoid some of the security by entering this way.
We'll come back to this. We're gonna go over here. That is our bot. Terrifying security bot. Move this, please. And that. I guess we can put those down here. Wait, no. I didn't want to drop them. I just wanted them not on my hotbar. Baton. It really was the terrorist ass. Oh my god. Fucking Winamp.
It all happened an hour ago. The barge docked and the NSF moved right on in, offloading the cargo into speedboats. Our undercover man, Harley Philbin, should be somewhere out on the docks now.
It's useful to go meet up with Harley Philbin, even though we are not going to go in the front door, because he comes back later. I don't know that there's a point to flares. I don't think I ever used them. They just barged right in. Oh god. That is true. So we're going to try and trank this guy instead of batoning him, since I don't have any more. But our reticle, so the shot can go anywhere in the reticle.
Who's there? I think the law's on us.
Alright. Alright, I hit him. Let's go. Oops. I thought, I was like, is there a sprint in this game? I think the answer is no. Well, don't come out here, because you'll get shredded. Okay, I did hit him. Unless that's a different guy. Only he had some training in small pistol-like weapons. That's fine. Alright, see? It all turned fine. Alright, we already got this stuff out of the guy. I don't need a knife. God, if I get to tell this game to never pick up knives, because everyone has a fucking knife on them. Rockets? Rockets are good. That is 30-06 ammo, that's sniper rifle ammo. Is there actually anything up here? No. Okay, I don't know what the point of that is. Oh, I think the point of that might be for over here. Hello, Mr. Philbin.
About time you showed up. Iron and copper. The statue is copper on an iron frame, right? Password's enough, pal. Don't think you know something about the lady I don't. My dad did tours out here. I heard that you can get inside. Depends. You get your man out, take back the statue, whatever. But I know the commander and I don't want to see him get hurt. Here's a picture so you don't make a mistake. You can trust me. I'll take your word. Here's the key to the front entrance. Commander's not much of a soldier. He'll surrender as soon as he sees you. I need him alive because he's my main contact at the NSF. If he's dead, I don't have much of a business. Thanks.
So Harley wants us to keep the leader alive and not kill him, which Paul also told us to interrogate him and not kill him. Whee!
You with Philbin?
I get a cut for bringing him over.
Tell me what you know about the NSF operation.
I'm not that high level. The more elite troops, they're the ones that took over the ship and unloaded it into speedboats. I think we're supposed to be a diversion.
A ship?
That's all I know. The commander gave me a 10mm clip, a box of 30-06 ammo, and some crossbow darts and said, keep your head down. Huh, like I'm gonna take on your NATCO troops. Want 'em? You can have the clip for 175, the 30-06 for 300, and the darts for 50. But if I was you, I'd avoid a head-on attack altogether and not even use the key Philbin got. I'd go in the statue from the back. Less security that way.
No thanks.
So again, she's suggesting, don't go in the front, go in the back. He gave her 3 boxes of ammo, no weapons. Possibly. I'm not sure if she There's also a TNT crate there. I'm not sure if she already had a weapon, but she certainly did not have, you know, weapons for all 3 of those ammo, so... I think we'll go down there later. I think we just go back now to the back after we talk to Philbin. I have a lockpick. I could go, open up the med kit, or the med station thing. Alright. This guy's down there. The sniper rifle guy, the guy with a sniper rifle is around here somewhere, I think. So I want him because I want the sniper rifle. I don't remember if it's this guy or not. I still don't pick up any. I thought there was more. What if her fingers are augmented with guns? Well, we will meet a you know, a mechog later who is not a soldier. She's an ex-soldier, and she's a cool character, I think. This is not the sniper. I don't think. I don't think you'd be able to see him.
Fascist.
Fascist is also just a really good, like, enemy bark. Fascist. Okay, 2 guys here. Not happy about that. Especially as one is walking toward me. Oh, why are the trash bags so heavy? Also, I don't want to stand near that TNT barrel. That's also my first reaction on getting shot in the face with a crossbow. Fascist! I mean... This guy goes a lot. Maybe I should just ignore this guy and go up. God, these fucking knives. What is the key to drop item? Middle mouse. Okay. So I thought it was something that I remembered. Where is sniper rifle guy? Okay, that guy didn't see me somehow. Huh. It's particularly good the way he just says it in a mildly peeved way, like the way you'd say it to a waiter, said he wouldn't bring you any more bread until you ordered food. This is kind of, you can see most of the map from here though, which is nice. UNATCO, there's where we came in on the boat. Is he back further by the... There's the statue's head, by the way, if you didn't see that before. Which is the incident, the inciting incident for the formation of UNATCO, we were told in the intro. It was formed by executive order, which is a, you know, an interesting statement since it's a United Nations organization, supposedly, and not an American one. but where is Mr. Sniper Rifle? I want to go find him. Because I want a sniper rifle. What is that light? Oh. Huh. I think the sniper guy was on the grass? Wait, like below the statue? Fuck! Mr. Sniper Rifle does sound rather like a serial killer giving names to his favorite toys. Oh, I'm back here. Below the statue base. Oh, I thought he was like up here, around the back. Oh, wait. Do you mean he's between the base and the weird concrete wall? Huh. Really miss having charger. I thought there was charger ammo in here somewhere.
That's him. He's a cop.
Oh, he shot me with... Oh god, I'm gonna die if I don't, This is the price of not killing people. Well, we'll go down and clear everyone out afterwards. Before we finish the level. Just if we can't find it. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Sneak, sneak, sneak. Okay. Man, I should probably just heal my... This is one of those fun things in Deus Ex. All these grenades that are mounted. This is also kind of a cool thing, is that the grenades can all be mounted as mines. I do like that. Okay, so I don't think we can...
Did they find the shipment?
Yeah, we got the whole supply. You can see the ship's lights crossing the bay.
Guess y'all were right. So why are we pulling out?
Mike's on the horn. Jojo wants a lead on the distribution network.
Jojo.
Yeah, we don't have enough men to protect what we've got.
That's what Jojo wants.
I wonder, how does a guy with a tattooed forehead get to be an NSF?
Oh boy.
Back in Alabama, we wouldn't let a man who wears earrings plan a military operation.
I'd watch what I say about Jojo. He's got a temper.
He's a punk and he's gonna get us all killed.
The NSF is strong because it represents everyone's interests.
Yeah, yeah.
Who was that? I didn't see a uniform. That's it.
Oh shit! He shot me in the head. Oh god, I think I'm gonna die again. I think this is the only southern guy in the game. It's possible. Maybe I should not have played on hard. Alright, so we want to go down before we go up. Because otherwise it counts as not rescuing Herman. Gunther.
Did they find the shipment?
Just avoid them. So there's that, which is the way in we saw earlier on the lower level. Just gonna keep going. Here we want to disable this camera. This is where I will use a multi-tool because it gets rid of the prevents that turret from going off, which is not good. Oh, there's a sniper rifle in here. That's right. There's a sniper in here, right? Isn't there on one of these guys? Or no, that's one of the later missions maybe when there's an area like this with a sniper in it. I can't remember. I don't remember enemy positions very well. You. PS20, which is a really odd weapon. I don't know why it exists because it's pretty useless. Here's, I think, looking out on the this is the entrance to the. So those are the doors are right below us. The ones we can open up with the passphrase. I'm not sure how that works. I don't actually remember how opening it with passphrase works because you would not normally want to do that. Alright. Because obviously they know who you are. They know you're not NSF. That guy's just got a pistol. Oh, he probably ran for the alarm. I forgot about that. Well, I'm glad he didn't make it to the alarm. I don't think when I first played this game I really got the whole idea of this being a memorial museum. I guess I was just like, oh, huh, I guess the Statue of Liberty is actually just some sort of weird museum if you go there. I mean, it is a museum. But yes, not like this. Oh god. Oh shit, he's gonna activate the alarm.
I think Gunther is being held behind this laser-triggered alarm. If you don't want to set off the alarm, you can either hack the control panel in the doorway or find a way around. My blueprint of the statue shows.
Not sure how that worked. But alright, I'll take it. Slam here. There's the NSF password again, which we already know. Smash the state.
The NSF put a commercial-grade security.
Well, it's like a, it's a tourist attraction. It's.
Avoid its patrol route, or if you're feeling lucky, try and take it out with the EMP grenades or explosives. I wouldn't recommend taking it on with small arms.
Let's initialize that icebreaker. I think you can actually find the thing here, but the account password, pretty sure. There's a notepad with it.
This security setup is strictly amateur stuff. Keep an eye out for ways to bypass it. These old pre-millennial
Here's where we need
buildings
our
are
flashlight.
riddled with ventilation shafts and maintenance tunnels.
Oh god. F12 is also, of course, the Steam screenshot key, so it's taking screenshots. Jesse Denton's knife and crowbar wholesale. Yup. So this is using our bioelectric energy. Soy, that is a door we can blow up. Or we can just... I can only carry one PS20. Oh yeah, here it is. I really want to... So many people... Oh, let's turn this off. So many people use that ATM each day, and it's busted 90% of the time, but if it's working, you might need some cash today for the pub crawl we got planned in the city. Don't let the tourists get you down. See you there tonight, sweetie. Jonathan, your husband-to-be. No, no, PM. I will not. I was serious last night. I really want to get married in the statue. We met there on duty, and all our friends work there. Oh, these are like people from UNATCO. I guess. I assume. Is there a... I wonder if there's a... If you can like bring a thingy in here and... Oh, can you just use the chair? Doesn't seem like you can jump on the chair. Okay, well, we'll go in the other way. With our lockpick. I think everyone that was in there has already left, though.
Who's there?
Never mind!
These guys aren't so tough.
Well, that was just the immediate... That was, yeah, classic hoisting. God, I need some cattle prod clips. I don't know where they are. I really don't remember having this problem with it this early. Must have missed something somewhere.
I think the law's on us. Take it back. Now this is what I signed up.
All right, that was tempting fate. I thought. So was it auto reload is a thing you had to turn on, like an option?
Thought I saw someone. A guy in a coat. That's him. He's a guy.
God.
This is what I signed on for.
This is... I'm not used to not having cattle prod ammo. I wonder where I missed it. Or if I just usually get those, more of those one shots rather than two shots.
Who's there? I think the law's on us. Pig.
Alright. Thanks for the music for telling me when he's down. Where did he go? Okay, let's pick up the lamb, which is a grenade. Did you go outside? Or is he one of these guys? I think he might have been this guy's. Instead of, you should use the pepper spray. Could use the pepper spray. It's not very good.
Gunther's in that room, one of our top agents.
So this one I don't need to bypass. Because I can make a run for... here. Oops. Turn off the camera. Attack enemies, turret. Accuracy modification. Newspaper. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Like, in reality, you know? This is like a cafeteria, or like a, not a cafeteria, it's like a, I don't know what it is, a kitchen sort of thing for staff? I'm not sure. But I'm not sure what the hell this is supposed to be. Yes.
Glad you're not hurt, Agent.
Command should not have left us to be surrounded.
So this is Gunter.
Risk is part of the job.
It's terrifying.
Left out this time.
Agent Navarra and I were ready to go in. But for no reason, they said pull back. I do not retreat. Please give me a weapon and move out of the way.
Why not get the soy? It's good. I think 10 is free. Oh. So you can give him your pistol, which you only have the one. So you generally don't want to do that, even though I'm not using it. Yeah. So this is the mech Augs versus so JC and Paul are nano Augs, which means they look like normal people because they're basically cyborgs using nanotechnology. Whereas the older model soldiers are mech Augs, or mechanical augmented, which are just cyborgs where they've just straight up had their body parts replaced with robotic or electronic parts.
First thing is to get you out of here. I'll handle the enemy.
Excuse that I have forgotten your brother Paul Denton.
And they're very, very resentful of it.
I just can't spare any arms. Please retreat to a safe location.
Go ahead. Advance up the stairs to the command center at the top. I will take my rusty metal bones and sleep away into the junk pile.
Gunter in particular is a kind of a tragic figure in that he's, I mean, this is true of all of them, but it's driven with Gunter's dialogue that you know, they've replaced all of their body parts and turned themselves into, they've basically turned themselves into monsters, you know, to be more efficient soldiers. Like, they can't do anything except to be soldiers because they've replaced themselves with so many parts. And then they're being replaced by this new, better technology that doesn't make people sacrifice that even. Like, we're better, like, the nano-augs are better soldiers than them, and they don't even look like, you know, they don't have to sacrifice anything. And the mech-augs are very, at least Gunter is very, you know, not happy about that. Of course, they've sacrificed themselves for a fascist cause, so... Spoiler alert. They never asked for this. Well, I mean, they did ask for it. Like, they volunteered. They're not... Yeah, they're not fucking Human Revolution, Adam Jensen. I can remember his name. Alright. Oh, we didn't go get the sniper rifle. I do want to go get the sniper rifle. Gotta go find the sniper rifle somewhere. Can I open the doors on this side? Can't remember. Oh, I can with a lockpick. I don't really want to use a lockpick on that. There is a TNT there, but we're going to try to avoid killing this guy. Ouch. That hurts. I mean, as long as we don't die, we will get fully healed after this, so... After this mission. Sure you don't have to buy it from that guy at the beginning? Well, you're not buying it, but no, I know there's a sniper rifle in this mission. Whoa, hi. Let's see, where's the way down? Oh shit, he saw me. Alright. Ouch. Oh no, he was selling me a scope, not a sniper rifle. Or he might have also sold sniper rifle ammo. But no, there is not a guy who sells a sniper rifle. Oh, I came out this way. Trying to find the way down. Thought the scope was attached to a rifle. No, it's an augmentation. It looks like it's one of these things, or a modification rather, that you can put onto a thing, like a pistol or a rifle, an assault rifle. Normally you would attach it to like an assault rifle, but we don't have one of those yet. All right. Okay, I was like, I'm not sure about going down on ladders in this game. The scope doesn't do you a whole lot of good because you still have to have the skill to make the accuracy useful, or to get that accurate. What is? Oh, that guy is a sniper rifle. You're right, SL. That is the guy. Shit. Well, I wish I. Ow, that hurt. I'm sure. Maybe he said he was selling a sniper scope. That he could have said that in the actual list. I'm not sure. There we go. He's also got goggles. Tech goggles. Yeah. Tech goggles are night vision goggles, but with a hilarious name. Right. Are you able to up the gamma on the stream output? Do the goggles do anything? Yeah, they're night vision goggles. That's a good question. Can I up the gamma? I can increase or the brightness on my side. I don't know if there's this thing on it to do it in OBS. I've never tried. Oh, maybe there's a filter? Slap some of those mods on the sniper. I would if I was... I don't know what I want to use. What is this? No, not that. Does anyone know if there's a brightness filter in OBS? I would think that there would be. Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. So I guess that's not great if you want to not murder people, correct? It's mostly just good for murdering, yes. Okay. Did that change that? Okay, let me know if that's too much. I think that that should have changed it, though. Yeah, so there's their little security bot. Their tiny little security bot compared to ours. Gonna go blow it up. Oh yeah, this thing has tracking on it. Oh god, I think that missed because it went around the corner. Probably too much. Okay. That's what I was thinking. That might be too much, but it's hard to tell on my preview. Alright, let me know if that's okay. Also, weird escape does not put you back. Oh, also really slow while moving with this gun. Even though, like, I just put it away and then it's... No, I think I did blow it up. Think this is good? Okay, good. There's a thing over here I'm looking for. This, I think. Yep. Alright. Whatever, we're gonna kind of cheat. We're just gonna... Well... Okay. One, we're gonna... Oh god. This is bad. I also only have 3 tranquilizer darts left. Why am I... Well... I don't think you really want to apply to, Oh god! Oh god, it's not dead! Okay, good. Good to know. I think your arm injury... Oh, am I... Alright, let's try this again.
Thought I saw some.
Alright, but I have 1 shot left. No, 3 shots left now. Where's that bot go? I don't know where the bot is. That I evidently didn't kill. There it is. Alright, let's try this again. I want to know if this blew up my shit. Probably not. No, it didn't. Good. Sometimes it'll blow up the stuff that's in there that you want to get, so that's the downside of, you know, not doing that. Oops. Oh god. Ow. That's my leg. Man, nobody has tranquilizer darts. Yeah, you can also just unlock the door here without the password. I don't know what the password is for, to be honest. It seems pointless. Even, you know, in the multiplicity of options that Deus Ex gives you. Alright, time to go back up. We got our sniper rifle. We got those goodies. So we go up here. These guys are all gonna get killed, by the way, if we don't knock them out, but that's fine. It's not us.
Gunther has reestablished contact. He says you helped him escape. Good work.
So yeah, if we go up here before then, before we get that, then it counts as failing to rescue Gunther.
Some news, JC. The NSF targeted a shipment of the plague vaccine Ambrosia.
Oh.
We can't locate it. See if the leader
I
will
thought they told us
surrender
at the
when you reach
start that
command
they targeted the
post. We'd like
vaccine.
to interrogate him.
But I guess the news is that we can't
Let's get
locate
out
it.
of here.
I'm standing.
Who's there?
Fuck!
Like the law's on us.
I want to hear your conversation. Also, I'm probably gonna die anyway. Wait, where's my... Oh, it's right there. I do not remember that there were more enemies. I thought those are the last ones, but I guess there's 2 more up here.
Gunther has reestablished contact. He says you helped him escape. Good work.
As I said, I don't remember enemy placements very well.
Some news, JC. The NSF targeted a shipment of the plague vaccine Ambrosia. We can't locate it. See if the leader will surrender when you reach the command post. We'd like to interrogate him.
Let's get out of here.
I'm standing my ground.
They sprung Herman. We don't stand a chance against a mech.
This is it, Private. We knew it might come to this.
What good are we to the NSF if we end up dead?
If you NATCO breach the perimeter, then it's already too late. Get ready to fight.
Huh?
It's okay, boys. Don't shoot me. Oh, those are my last drinks for right now. Also, I'm in really bad shape health-wise. Please go away, gas cloud. What? Another PS20. They love those fucking things. They're so dumb. Don't shoot. Surrender.
Easy. We want you to take this one alive and conscious. Find out what you can about the shipment, then turn him over to one of the troopers.
Don't shoot. I surrender.
So you think you know better than FEMA what to do with this month's Ambrosia shipment?
You're too late. It's on its way back to the people, and you can't do a damn thing about it.
Except send you back to the people in a body bag.
Tell me about the shipment, and I'll order the troops to pick you up as a prisoner instead of a corpse.
Ask away. We already won this
Ah,
one.
man.
Where are you taking it?
We're just giving ordinary people the same chance to survive as the bureaucrats in Washington.
You'll have to unload in New York because the choppers would spot you at sea.
I think the government made the plague on purpose to get rid of the population growth.
Well done. I will pass on your orders to the troopers. Report back to base on the west side of the island.
Pick up that augmentation canister. That's very important. So yeah, he's telling us our first thing about,
Chief finally let us loose. We were right behind you and cut through them like a hot...
yeah, they killed everyone that we didn't knock out.
Just answer the question.
Don't believe me? It's all in the numbers. For 100 years, there's been a conspiracy of plutocrats against ordinary people.
You have a single fact to back that up.
Number one.
Hi, Mary.
In 1945, corporations paid 50% of federal taxes. Now they pay about 5%. Number two. In 1900, 90% of Americans were self-employed. Now it's about 2%.
So?
It's called consolidation. Strengthen governments and corporations, weaken individuals. With taxes, this can be done imperceptibly over time.
The voice acting is really bad, but how am I? I'm doing alright. How are you?
I guarantee you that the interrogation staff at UNATCO will not be as forbearing as I am.
Yeah, the secret police. They're just bullies for a completely illegitimate government in Washington.
We will locate that shipment one way or another.
The entire executive branch is handpicked. 19 of the last 23 U.S. presidents have been members of the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission is financed by the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Don't tell me.
That's a think tank. Anyone can become a member.
But not everyone does. That's why they call it the secret government.
It's not really a secret.
Good work, Agent. You can't fight ideas with bullets.
You okay?
Did you ever ask what it's for? The surveillance? The police?
Well, hopefully we can get you better than okay.
Is that freedom?
We're gonna lock this guy away for a long time.
UNATCO teaches teenagers to fight when it still seems like a game. And
Teach teenagers to fight when it still seems like a game.
Who's the scary one, huh?
It's okay to be okay. That's true. It's also okay to be okay.
The more of us you kill, the more that secessionism lives in the hearts of the people.
That's one of the... I do like, who's the scary one? Me or you?
Ever wonder why big car companies pay 2% tax while the guys on the assembly line pay 40%? Corporations are so big you don't even know who you're working for.
That's terror.
Terror built into the system.
Good work, Agent.
Did you ever ask what it's for? The surveillance?
I just can't imagine...
The shoot-on-sight laws?
Like, I don't even remember what my reaction to playing this the first time was. But it had to have just been complete, like... just like, what the hell is going on in this game when you talk to this guy? This is like the first... I mean, you can see it in the little conversations between the guards, or the NSF soldiers, before this point. But then you talk to this guy, and it's really in your face about, like, this is not a normal kind of game. Yeah, so now we can... Oh yeah, the dead guards have flies around them. So, yeah. UNATCO killed all of the ones we did knock out. Might have actually killed the ones we knocked out too, I don't remember. Hey guys. What's up? They also loot all the bodies though.
The pieces. We've already searched the bodies and delivered
Yeah,
the enemy.
this is why you gotta get them
munitions to the
before
quartermaster.
they kill them. Get the loot that you want.
The bodies. We'll handle the cleanup. Someone should have put a slug in the commander's head. I guess you were just following orders up there.
Yeah, you can see the low-level guys are...
Trap.
Oops.
Nasty. Thanks for leaving a few for us. Stealth and speed. I guess that's why you're a special agent.
And these are reacting to the way that
We
you
already have units in Manhattan.
dealt with
this isn't
this
over
level.
Yet.
5 minutes at the
I'd
water
sure like
fountain to
find out
heal.
what this was all about. We've got the situation under control. Heck of a first day, sir.
Yeah,
All quadrants are secure.
the lower level guys are obviously very...
Nice work, Agent.
Well, that's a totally different voice.
I guess you were just following orders.
Very into shooting everyone. Very gung-ho about murder. Or, you know, fighting. And so are basically everyone else. Like, it's not a low light. Like, all of the above, the top level guys are also... I mean, they probably want you to kill more. It's just... there are very few people in this game, you know, who in the on the UNATCO side, who take the idea of, like, you know, Paul's basically the only one saying, we're police, let's try to be non-violent. Everyone else is
search the bodies and deliver the enemy munitions.
murder them all. Hey, Paul.
We've got the island secured. How did things look in the statue? The leader surrendered. So they were after Ambrosia. A month's supply for the East Coast. We think they've taken it back to the city. I didn't know UNATCO handled the Ambrosia distribution. Manderley will brief us shortly. UNATCO makes sure the limited supply of vaccine gets to government agencies and key industries. It's good to finally see some action. Just keep a level head. You're doing well so far. Now get inside. I'll meet you in Manderley's office, level 2.
Yeah, of course, as the first slide of the interview, or the intro, right, is, oh, well, your appointment to Phoenix should be finalized within the week, but after that, they're talking about, you know, getting the senator on the Ambrosia vaccine.
It's my first day too. I'm pretty excited.
Ah, yes, the code for the helipad.
I was in your class at the academy. You probably don't remember. Manderley's office is on level 2. He's expecting
Hi,
you.
Private Lloyd.
I've got to watch the doors. It's my first day too. I'm pretty excited. I was in your class at the academy. You probably don't remember.
We can hack his computer. I don't think he has anything, but we could look. Nope. Oh, there he does. Just read that government regulators have nationalized the third airline this year, and the story is buried on the 6th page of the Times. No one seems to care that Uncle Sam is gradually taking control of.
Level 2. He's expecting you. I was in your class at the academy. You probably don't remember.
Well, he's saying that, like, he's not memorable, but, you know, it's memorable to be in the class with a nano-aug agent.
Check in with Manderley on level 2.
This incredibly awkward shaped hallway which exists to conceal a loading screen. Man, we have working mirrors. Technology.
Come on in. The retinal scanner can read blood vessel patterns right through your sunglasses.
No need to remove your sunglasses for
There was a lot of fighting topside.
Remember that Mr. Manderley wants to see you. Level 2. His secretary, Janice Reed, has your login and password.
We finally got to cap some rebels, eh, Denton?
Yeah.
The NSF won't try that.
Michael Berry. Yeah, the
Good work up there.
we get a lot of characterization from the low-level grunts of UNATCO, and they're all terrible people. They're all just like
We finally got to cap some rebels, eh, Denton?
very excited.
Hell of a first day.
I mean, I guess, you know, like Private Lloyd is maybe not a terrible person, but I really need to change my alarm because this is distressing me. Oh yeah, you have the UNATCO theme as your alarm. I'll use my well, I don't remember if we get keys for these. Let's come back if I get a key. This is my office.
You found your office. Did Janice give you your login? I guess not. Let's see. JCD password Bionic Man.
Yeah, Bionic Man. So this is from Jaime Reyes, who is the doctor, the chief medical officer. Yeah, so he knows our real name. Guess we'll have to start calling you JC around the office. Not sure where they came up with that, but at least they gave you the same last code name as your brother. Anyway, whatever they're calling you, it's good to see a familiar name on the roster. My first job here has been to read up on your augmentations. I'm beginning to see why you found classes so easily. Every neuron in your head has been augmented. For example, the voice in your head from an operator, someone here at HQ able to handle the scanning equipment in your skull and broadcast advice over your info link, leaps fully formed right into your temporal lobe, bypassing the eardrum and its sensory neurons. And it's perfectly inaudible to everyone around you, of course. Not to mention that the nanites clinging to your axons can both receive and transmit symbolic information. So if you ever need help, don't sweat it. Someone at HQ probably already knows. Come by if you need to hear more. This is great stuff. Of course, there's the URLs on all of these things at the bottom with Daedalus, Global Node, UN, UNATCO, Restricted. I was asked by the regional medical coordinator to forward this information to all of you. I do so without further comment. Sent to Gunter, Anna Navarra, who is another mechog that we'll meet in a minute, and me. By now you've heard about the upcoming transition to nano-augmentation. It's coming, but not as soon as you think. UNATCO has only one nano-augmented agent, with the second now just graduating from the academy. It'll be years before the program leaves the laboratory. Your mechanical augmentations are not obsolete. Some agents express concern that they will be walking junk in 10 years. One agent expressed their fears in an anonymous email saying, "We'll be sold at flea markets, old grey golems for scaring the children. So what about my legs? What about my life?" It's almost certainly from Gunter. Keeps them in perspective. Prosthetics remain the only proven technology for enhancing human abilities. Those who make the sacrifice are appreciated, commended, and saluted as heroes. This is one of the ways that like human evolution is kind of weird, because human evolution presents, well, one, of course, it's just more advanced augmentations than the way the Deus Ex look. But that's kind of inevitable. That's kind of like the Star Trek Discovery problem, right? Of making a prequel much significantly later than the original. But the more important thing is that like there's a lot of like people embracing augmentation in Human Revolution in a way that is not suggested in Deus Ex, which isn't really a problem from a. It's only a continuity problem, right? It's not necessarily a problem of like with the story that game was doing in itself, but then it doesn't really, I don't think, do very well with the story in itself. So, hey, Reflection R, thank you for the follow. Okay, so this is from Med Directorate, whatever that means. Nano-augmented agents will often encounter stress created by resentment among fellow agents, particularly those who have been mechanically augmented. In an effort to secure freedom and liberty for those under their protection, many UNATCO agents have chosen to sacrifice social acceptance for mission performance by surgically replacing limbs and organs with mechanically or electronically enhanced equivalent. But your nano-augmentations point the way to the future. Thousands of microscopic, living, organic machines that exist in symbiosis with your body. You love cats and Deus Ex. Well, this is the stream for you. That's a really cute follow animation. Thank you, Mary. Because such augmentations create only minimal disfigurement, they are likely to be a source of friction between you and other mechanically augmented agents. But it is important to understand that UNATCO is an organization where individuals must act in concert. Each is important to the whole, and mutual understanding is essential to teams comprised of diverse human and augmented agents. If you have any further questions you wish to discuss these, or you wish to discuss these issues, please feel free to send an email to Carver Eschels. I don't think we ever see that name again. To make an appointment. And welcome to UNATCO, Agent. So here's the conference room.
Your partner for the next assignment, Anna Navarra, is in the adjoining break room to the east. Maybe you should introduce yourself.
Also weird you have to, I don't know what that match is supposed to be. It's just kind of the association membership card.
JC. Mind if I call you JC? Glad to have you aboard. Just making the rounds. Save a few for the grunts next time, JC.
I did not shoot anyone.
Glad to have you aboard.
It's weird to have the break room is adjoining the conference room. Like, you have to go through the conference room in order to get to the break room. That seems kind of awkward. Pinball machine. Here's the president. Philip Meade, who was originally supposed to actually appear in a... There's supposed to be a level in the White House, but it got cut. It did not get made. Got some TV. Yes, Deus Ex Cat. I thought there was a... Isn't there a magazine in here? In one of these? Let's see, UNATCO Handbook. For too long, terrorists have exploited international tensions and regional legislative variations to elude authorities. Have they? A significant step was made towards eliminating these legal loopholes when U.S. President Philip Riley Meade lobbied Congress to make the U.S. a UNATCO member nation. Enough is enough, he declared in his landmark State of the Union address, and the citizens of the United States responded with enthusiastic endorsement of his position. Not only did the United States become a charter member of UNATCO, but the UNATCO headquarters are now located on Liberty Island in the shadow of that shattered monument to freedom. UNATCO deals not only with terror threats, but also any transgressions of the International Legal Code, including drug trafficking, software piracy, and money laundering. With the full support of the United States, UNATCO was the first time it will truly declare itself the world's policeman. Yup. I thought there was a magazine over here with Bob Page on it.
Are you sure you pressed the right
Oh
button?
God.
I do not make mistakes of that kind.
The
Your
best
hand
conversation.
No, I wanted orange. It gave me lemon lime.
The machine would not make a mistake.
It's the maintenance man. He knows I like orange.
So you think the staff has some kind of plot?
Yes, they do that on purpose.
My new partner, JC Denton. Don't tell me you're going to wear those sunglasses during a night operation.
My vision is augmented.
Good than to have the distractions of another agent who needs backup.
Forgive my interruption. I just wanted to say that I look forward to working with you, Agent Navarra. Also, excuse me, I've got to be briefed by Mr. Manderley.
I do not expect you to perform as well as Agent Herman, but the mission will require us to do more than frighten the NSF with our baggy coats that make us look bigger than we really are.
I am prepared to perform my duties.
For instance, not to be a man running into enemy lines without coordinated military assault.
No problem.
This is their,
I have to prepare for the mission.
You will be working with Ana Navarra.
Get your checkup on level 3, and let's get going. I am not going to hold your hand. You have your order.
Manderley says sit out this one. I am filing.
I have to prepare for the mission.
I don't need sitting out. Simple provision of a plasma rifle with laser sighting and I am ready to go.
I am not going to hold your hand. You have your
But will be decisive in street fighting.
so Gunter is German, if you couldn't figure that out, and Anna is Israeli. The question must be asked, is the global rise of terrorism haphazard response to the decimated economy, or is there a pattern? Does UNATCO face coordinated ideological opposition? Some groups, Silhouette in France for instance, have declared a meme war. Wow, that has not aged well. Or war of meanings in their terminology. They spread email and pamphlets that lampoon the UN's proposal for a one-world democracy, a tedious exercise in rudimentary propaganda. With sophistries and doublespeak, they portray freedom as obediency, democracy as tyranny, and UNATCO as the perpetrator of terrorism, an idea as shocking as it is reprehensible. Other organizations, such as the self-proclaimed Revolutionary National Secessionist Forces in the NSF in the US, claim allegiance to the meme war, but are in fact no better than common criminals. They desire territory and wealth at the expense of society at large. Their civil war is merely a smokescreen for criminal activity. Any population can quickly be turned against such revolutionaries simply by educating them about the UN's policy and goals. Written by Joseph Manderley, the director of UNATCO, who we're about to meet. Symbolic attacks, the Statue of Liberty bombing, the desecration of the Soviet War Memorial in Berlin, the department store shooting sprees on Orchard Road in Singapore are the recourse of the weak. They serve only to call attention to the group of cause that is no more than marginal interest to the public. But what distinguishes true terrorist activity is the gradual escalation towards genuine acts of war. Fringe groups now have access to technology that allows direct assaults on governments, including the classic trio of nuclear, biological, or chemical weaponry. But aside from direct assaults on a nation and its people, indirect attacks can cause considerable collateral damage. Rogue software can disrupt financial markets, communications, and military operations, while encryption programs allow terrorists to coordinate smuggling operations in secret right over the net. Drugs, guns, illegal immigrants, and even heavy equipment such as armored vehicles and cruise missiles are routinely traded across borders, aided and abetted by such software. UNATCO, the first organization with the technology, manpower, and authority to cope with such threats, is an idea that is long overdue. God, this stuff is so, like, things have not changed in 20 years, you know? This is still on point. You had to go make dinner, did you miss anything good? Depends on when you left. We're just in UNATCO. We haven't talked to anyone, really. We're just looking at stuff. So here's our profiles of the different sort of groups in the game. The National Secessionist Forces, or NSF, remain a very real and increasingly widespread terrorist threat. 10 years ago, in response to the Sporting Weapons Act of 2042, splinter groups from nearly every state militia refused to surrender their rifles, grenades, landmines, and other collectibles prohibited by the act. Unified under the charismatic leadership of Leon Woods, these isolated fanatics eventually formed the NSF, with Woods assuming the rank of general. Their intended goal, the liberation of Washington, Montana, Oregon, and Northern California. You did miss the soda conversation, and the lore of the meme war. Ugh. While Woods died during his infamous last stand in 2045, his war machine continues, what can only be termed an occupation of the United States, aided by an encrypted network designed by distant computer scientists from San Francisco and Seattle. Well, that's kind of hilarious, and that is not a thing, but sure. Currently, the UNATCO Cryptography Division has had minimal success in cracking their communications, requiring more direct intelligence gathering techniques to be utilized. The UN has declared war on the NSF. Famous for inserting 20th century-style commercials into the net broadcast of the World Cup in 2050, Silhouette favors feats of spectacle over violence. Printed circuits, part of this nutritious breakfast, Yes, if you left right after the sniper, you missed talking to Leo Gold, the NSF leader here, who tells us about the Trilateral Commission and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and taxation and corporations. Printed circuits, part of this nutritious breakfast, the announcer told children in one of the World Cup's commercials. You ate mech till you eat mech. A mech boy chews a memory chip. Boys who eat organics get stopped by their post-human classmates. Mech boys in UNACO helmets and metal boots take turns kicking another boy. Despite their numerous pranks, these intellectuals, artists, and labor organizers pose a serious threat. They are well armed and have been linked to the narratives of numerous European politicians and journalists. They will not hesitate to use lethal force. UNACO's surveillance in Hong Kong is currently a high priority given the renewed threat of Chinese organized crime in the form of the Triads, which is also where Paul was right before the start of the game. He said that he had come back after botching an assassination attempt on a Triad leader. Despite being a model of prosperity and technological leadership for decades, Hong Kong persists as a haven for organized crime. The Triads, namely the Lunas Path and Red Arrow, vie for control of the 10 million credit shipping business, many of which supplies Greater Asia with pirated technology, illegal drugs, and weapons. Most disturbing of all, the Triads preach an ethic of techno-piracy that has found enthusiastic support among small shopkeepers and businessmen who often aid the gangsters and buy their bootleg software. Gullible and greedy, this army of middlemen remain insensitive to how their violations of intellectual property and copyright laws damage the global information economy. Oh boy. UNACO operators have identified over 1,250 terrorist organizations active in the world today, some too small to currently present a serious threat, but all eager to see one or more governments topple. Groups such as the Templars in Europe and X-51 in Western US will be dealt with in subsequent volumes of Know Your Enemy. This is great. Why are all of our terrorists just white supremacist shitheads? Because the ones that weren't are assassinated. And the government doesn't care about the ones that are white supremacists. Which is, yeah, this game doesn't really get into, like, those kind of things, like the support of, those kind of groups by the governments. NSF would make sense as that in that position, but it's an actual genuine movement, as we'll see. Even though it has its problems. I'm gonna take that, thanks. Ah, that's the closet key code, that's right.
What's the idea, JC?
I'm just reading your notes. What's wrong?
Good work out there, Mr. Denton. Mr. Manderley said you handled yourself nicely. Welcome to UNATCO HQ. Our little family keeps getting bigger.
Is Mr. Manderley available?
Yes, go right in. By the way, your computer account is ready. Log in JCD, password Bionic Man.
Alex already told me. Thanks.
Yeah, I was wondering about her accent. Okay, we have a closet code now. Oh. It's our second Southerner, yep. Something I really liked about Winter Soldier, the idea of, oops, the entire government was secret Nazis, only got more relevant. Yeah, I mean, it's not, it's, Winter Soldier is like one of those things that is, well, I think pretty much all the media ends up kind of, you know, there's not really any way to do it without minimizing it, because the actual scale of it is so huge, you know, like, you know, NATO was run by, like, up until, like, the 80s, most of the NATO, like, leadership were literally ex-Nazis, were ex-German military and World War II people, who were completely pardoned and ran the NATO, like, European, authority.
Before the briefing, you've got to go to level 3 for your equipment and a medical examination. See Jaime Reyes in the Med Center and Sam Carter in the Armory.
Well, if we need to go to the bathroom. Why did someone leave cigarettes in here? Is it, I guess maybe you're not supposed to smoke in UDACO offices. Alright, let's go get healed. No, just heal me. Thank you. Alright, microfibril muscle or combat strength. We want microfibril muscle. So you basically get to choose one of 2 augmentations to go into a slot, based on with these canisters, and they have different functions. So there's one that is a combat one, and one that is for lets you lift things outside of combat that you can't normally lift, which is used for accessing alternate routes and such. Oh yeah, here's all of the augmentations listed just by their names, which doesn't really tell you a whole lot. This is data on the bot, the Nightingale Medbot.
You old kidder.
In recent years, the swelling tide of international terrorism, coupled with enmity between states, wildly varying laws, and an anachronistic devotion to arbitrary borders, has resulted in the decreasing effectiveness of local law enforcement. To resolve the problem, a neutral agency was required to enforce international law in an impartial manner around the world. NATO was formed with just such a mission in mind, an organization that could transcend national boundaries and provide security for all nations that subscribe to its charter. Founded with the principles of the United Nations at its cornerstone, UNATCO is fair, just, and protects the individual liberties of all the citizens of the world. The criminal thrives in anonymity, but soon there will be no place for them to hide. Victory over terrorism is the prize for our vigilance. Can I get that key? Gives us the closet key. Nihil alud aliud sit necessitas quam vencer. Nope, can't translate that. I found some throwing knives. Oh boy. I don't need throwing knives. Oh god, I have another combat knife. Excuse me.
Hey, JC.
You look like the real thing. They actually let you operate on people?
Just fixed Gunther's knee, in fact. A sticky actuator. So far, I feel more like a mechanic than a doctor.
I'm impressed.
They actually let you point a gun at people.
We'll have to catch up later. I've got to leave for New York right away. Could you send Manderley whatever it is he wants?
No problem. Listen, JC.
JC, you can just open the box and not just destroy it.
You know they're preparing to roll out the technology worldwide, right?
As long as I don't turn green and grow a pair of antennas, as I understand it.
Yeah, well, the design's pretty modular, which means you'll soon have access to upgrades from standard augmentation canisters.
Great. Have anything for me?
Not yet. But remember, if you find one of these canisters, that you need a medbot for installation.
I'll do that.
The canisters contain a colloid of ROM modules. Some are generic upgrades, others require you to make permanent choices about how to configure one of your subsystems.
It's about time they implemented some of this stuff. One more thing before I go, since you've been briefed on my augmentations. What can you tell me about the infolink?
Let's see, micro-receiver exostructure in the sulci, mechanocarbon threads on the axons. For queuing, you know, packet routing. Anything particularly interest you?
Is there a way to turn it off?
The infolink?
Yeah, or is someone at UNATCO tuned in 24 hours?
These might sound a little funny, JC, but I'm not permitted to answer the question.
Your clearance is higher than mine.
Regarding your systems, I am your physician.
No big deal. I was just curious.
So if someone's spying on me literally all the time, I can't answer that question. In other words, yes.
Carter's out the door and around the corner. He's got your stealth pistol. You better head out.
So Jaime and JC already know each other, so they're like friends from before the game starts.
I think there's a med kit.
I'm not sure what context they're friends, but we do know that much. Also, this is the way to level 4, which is it's secure. We can't go into level 4. We don't know what's in level 4. This is getting warmer.
Getting warm.
Oh. Excuse me. Oh, it's about the stealth aircraft. Where's the...
You're red hot. Looks like you found me.
No student of recent history can fail to miss the irony that the greatest enemy mankind has faced in the 21st century was not any despot or dictator, but the lowly microbe. Millions upon millions have been killed by pandemics of AIDS, resistant tuberculosis, and the century flu, and now we face the greatest threat yet, Gray Death, the plague of devastating efficiency that has surfaced in the last year. I kind of wish you didn't have to choose something really fun together. Being able to fast on run would be sweet. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's they're trying to make you have to make difficult choices, difficult in quotation marks. But yeah, it obviously would be fun to put them together. But was the plague an accident of nature or a design of science? Dr. Kenji Ishii of the New World Biomedical Health Center in New York thinks not. My analysis of the plague indicates that it is decidedly unnatural in origin, and in point of fact, maybe extraterrestrial. He went on to speculate about those afflicted. Obviously, a disproportionate number of the indigent seem to be infected, a situation that makes perfect sense if you consider it a prelude to invasion. No more effective way to disrupt the social, political, and military fabric of the Earth has yet been devised. If this is so, then what are our leaders not telling us, and how can we be prepared? Only they know the answers. This is written by Joe Green, which is actually irrelevant information. He is someone we will actually run into later. Speculative fiction. Where's the... Do I have to do something to access the secret thing? Let's go talk to Alex. Weirdo.
Breaking my concentration. Like leading a mouse to cheese.
This thing is starting to give me a headache.
Don't worry, we shut it down when you go off duty.
I guess I'll get used to it.
I'm Alex.
Well, there's an answer to that question, possibly.
Engineer.
I suppose you already know who I am.
Getting there. You're certainly quicker on the uptake than your brother Paul ever was.
Thanks.
Don't worry, I'll be watching your back. It'll be interesting to see how the transmission sounds in Manhattan. I bet I could jack you into an online jukebox. I'll have to try that.
Hook you up to Pandora.
I bet I could jack you into an online jukebox.
So I need a... No, I do need a thing. Lockpick. Can he hack you into Jackbox? Where's the... Huh. Do I need to hack this computer? Skull gun, yeah. Oh, this has everyone. Oh, that has everyone's, What? Did I spell it wrong? I did spell it wrong. I think the button is below or behind one of the desks, or just on the ground in the corner near the railings. Yeah, I thought there was maybe a button. So yeah, here's all of the passwords, so we can use them. Scryspisk. Thank you for keeping informed of the recent hacker activity and your speedy response to the same. I'm glad our security officer was up. I managed to stop the guys. Actually, it was some French chick the CIA has been watching. Perhaps a silhouette spy trying to break into the net. But I took the liberty of changing the passwords just in case. This doesn't seem like a very secure practice. You should probably delete this as soon as you're done reading. Oh, there's... Oh, he's got a locker code there. I didn't remember that we could actually get the locker code. Okay, we could have saved a multi-tool. Is there... So there's a... Oh, the button's right there. No, wait, that's not the button. Where's the button? It's got to be here the first time, right? It's not like it's only here later. I'm really like, where is that thing?
Don't worry, I'll be watching your back.
I'm confused. Alright, I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna Google it, because I know it's there, I just can't find it. Deus Ex. Alex's office. Secret floor panel. Okay. Right. Wait. Yes. Table on the wall, line yourself up with the newspaper. There it is. Thank you. Scope. Office door key code. Oh. Okay.
Well, that was a close one up there.
Let's go talk to Sam Carter.
At ease, Agent Denton.
General Carter, I read about the Merced operation in school. This is a great honor.
I'm not a general anymore. Just call me Carter.
I can't believe what the NSF did to your family.
Enough of that, soldier. We each have our troubles. I lost my children, but you've had to grow up without your parents, which requires more courage.
Did I?
I don't think it matters.
My parents died in a car accident. That's different.
I said that's enough. You have your own op and time is short. How about I issue you a still?
I mean,
that sounds
they didn't die very recently. Or they didn't die, or they died fairly recently, not like I didn't grow up without them. You can spare a nanotech tech tool or a smart lockpick. I want a multi-tool.
Tech tool?
A man who uses his head. I like that. Now move out. Manderley's waiting.
Yeah, if you ask for ammo, Carter,
On
it's...
selling munitions. Is that allowed?
Oh, Captain, right. We've got some screwballs around here, but he's not the problem. It's whoever's been breaking into the armory.
Someone at UNATCO's a thief?
Yes, sir. And a damn good one.
What? Can I not talk to Carter? Oh, I guess I can't talk to Carter more. Yeah, no.
Pistol is more than adequate. Hell, I dispatched a whole platoon one time with a pocket knife.
This is Gunter and Anna's. Is it me? Am I the thief? Nope. If we do it right, we'll find out who the thief is.
See Manderley on level 2 and let's move out.
Usually in video games, if someone's stealing something, it's the player. No. Although... So PM, you haven't played? Have you not played Human Revolution
I
before?
have to prepare for the mission. I refuse to babysit a grown man.
Oh wait, no. It's the Zeitgeist. He just has the email about the skull gun. Might I suggest again, a skull gun for my head. Yesterday at Battery Park, some scum we all know punches smack for NSF. Gets jumpy. Oh, you only play this one? Okay. Gets jumpy and draws. I take 2 22s, eye in flesh, or 1 in flesh, 1 in ogs, before I can get out the damn assault gun. If I could just kill by thought, it would be better. Is it my job to be a human target practice backstop? I have personally forwarded your request to appropriations. Upgrading your combat readiness is an ongoing priority. Speaking of which, you certainly made the best of a difficult situation yesterday. We applaud your courage. Thank you for living to work another day, Gunter. We need more agents like you. This is the same email we got. This is an email from Manderley about us. We'll be joining us today after his stint at the Academy, and I'm assigning both of you the task of keeping a watchful eye on him while monitoring his progress. Signed cover name for the duration of his service will be J.C. Denton. We thought it would be best to keep the cover names within the family, since Paul has already received the Denton code name. I have great faith in you both, and I trust you will do your utmost to ensure that he becomes a successful and productive member of this organization. Until further notice, I'd like to receive weekly reports with your observations.
I have to prepare for the mission.
What was, Oh, it didn't, oh, is it in logs? No, it's not in logs. Conversations? No. Oh,
See
it doesn't
Manderley
actually.
on level 2, and let's move out.
I'm trying to remember what her... I don't remember what it is. Alright, we'll go back to Alex's. Scry SPC, whatever that is.
See Manderley
Oh, I
on
was
level 2,
misspelling
and let's
Navarra
move
as
out.
well. Oh, he CC'd Anna on that request, which is hilarious. Dinosaurs! See, what did I tell you? Manderley will be happy to have the garbage truck take me back to Deutschland. Now especially with the new nanoog already arriving. We are the old computers the Americans call dinosaurs. See if I ever get a skull gut at all. Man, if Gunter wasn't a horrible person, he would be kind of tragic.
I am not going to hold your hand.
But he is a horrible
You
person,
have your
so...
orders.
Responding to an outbreak of Grey Death that's quickly overwhelmed all city services, National Guard forces were placed under the command of local law enforcement today and mobilized to help with the disposal of the recently deceased in Brooklyn. However, the National Guard soon proved inadequate at containing the chaos, and in many cases the dead were simply left lying in the streets, while the dying, mostly homeless, wandered the city until collapsing. Traffic jams and looting remain widespread, and fear of the disease continues to escalate. Frequent riots have made any attempt at an organized cleanup impossible. The threat of a secondary disease is looming. City officials have consulted with the CDC in Atlanta and ordered a mass grave to be dug in Gateway National Park. What about this plague? The riot is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it. Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and the streets.
Way to go, sir. Gunther should have followed orders.
In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I can't wait to get to New York and finish the job. Situation normal, sir.
This is the cells.
Gunther should have followed orders.
This is their detention center. We can't go in there yet.
I can't wait to get to New York and finish the job.
I have to prepare for the mission.
There's a lot of cigarettes. There's a lot of smoking people. We should not go into the women's restroom. We'll get yelled at. So let's not do that. Let's, we already went in here. So where did we not go? We didn't open this up.
Glad to have you aboard.
Think anyone's gonna get mad if I blow it up with a rocket? No, it's fine.
Just making the rounds.
I'm gonna see if there's a Vate mod for this game. Oh my god. Flare darts. Whoa, I don't think I've ever used those. I do have the key for these now. Oh, somebody's got a basketball in their office. Look at that nice little plant. Yeah, you can get most of the keys in here without.
Had so many people in New York.
There's an accuracy mod. Oh my! Oop, there we go. Office store key code. In case you didn't get it elsewhere. You're stuck with cigarettes for now. Well, that's alright. I have a stealth pistol, so I don't need a regular pistol now. Honestly, probably don't need tech goggles either. Yeah, I need to use these, but stealth pistol needs to go down there. Where'd the stealth pistol go? It's right there.
We'll finish the job when we get to Manhattan.
Alright. Okay, let's go talk to Manderley. Carrying out their duties, UNECO agents often work with other law enforcement agencies. We remain a small, elite organization. Until our ranks expand, we must rely on the cooperation of local police, governments, intelligence agencies, and corporate security divisions. Always be courteous when requesting information or filing an extradition request. As our jurisdiction widens, we will inevitably experience conflicts with some local officials. Do not resort to unnecessary intimidation in these situations. Report any problems to appropriate UNECO liaison. Above all, an international law enforcement body requires the respect and support of all participating nations.
That will be JC's job.
What's that? Power station. The NSF have Ambrosia in a warehouse protected by cameras and booby traps. We want to power down the whole system.
We're taking one illicit generating plant, protected by weak groups of NSF. Knock out that plant, and Paul's team can walk right into the warehouse.
Just tell me where it is. The NSF are openly resisting our deployed forces, gradually falling back. You'll have to deal with them first.
And you be ready, Paul. When the power drops, go in and go in hard.
I'll use my discretion.
Go in like the U.S. Marshals. We lose the vaccine.
What?
I'm sending your back to the mayor to explain why he and his 3 daughters won't...
Ah, yes, important politicians, like the mayor's daughters.
Let's not waste any time, JC. Get down to the dock. A boat is waiting to take you and your partner, Anna Navarro, to shore.
Yes, get moving. Here's your op bonus for the great job you did in the statue, plus 250 for rescuing Agent Herman. That's 1,250. We take care of our people around here.
Thank you, sir.
Getting paid.
That's enough, Agent.
What? I'm just looking at your stuff. As science progresses at an ever-increasing rate, more and more advanced technology is finding its way into the hands of the common criminal, resulting in a deadly threat to life and property throughout the world. While it is impractical to restrict the free flow of information already present in the public sector, it's impractical to restrict the free flow of information already present in the public sector.
Move it.
Yeah, but I don't know that his daughters are important. That's my point. They're not important government officials.
Move out, soldier.
UNATCO is committed to ensuring that this threat does not go unaddressed. Even now, UNATCO Research and Development employs some of the most talented scientific minds in the world to develop proprietary technologies and absolute security for field use by our agents, including such innovations as the redacted and redacted, or the life-saving redacted. Under no circumstances should agents discuss any piece of equipment or technique currently employed by NATO. Agents operating contrary to this directive will face immediate disciplinary action. Within our laboratories lies not just the future of law enforcement, but a safe, secure future for all mankind.
Move out, soldier.
Madison High School junior Betty Souza will spend the semester at the Canyon City boot camp, says school officials. The crime? We have verified that she told another student that she knows how to make a bomb. What makes this case notable is their parents filed a lawsuit against the school district. Our daughter wears black, said father Brandon Souza in a parent statement. She has an occipital jack, and we let her use it to play games. We allowed her to get a tattoo when she turned 16, but none of this makes her a criminal. Parents claim Betty was discussing a novel by Tom Robbins taught at Madison High when mention of the explosives occurred. Betty Souza will not be alone in Canyon City. Last year, 15,234 young people served sentences in the state's FBI-run good behavior camps, a legacy of the Northwest War, which is the NSF war. He's got his own bathroom.
Move out, soldier. Move out, soldier.
Alright, he's also got this thing, which we will not see in action yet. We'll see it later. It's a fancy telephone.
Hey, I'm trying to work.
From WS. Subject, our little experiment. Should be arriving soon. Clear it for Domination 5F ops as soon as possible, but proceed with caution. We have serious concerns about the primary unit and would like to avoid any potential contamination. Alright, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we should do before we leave. We got
quiet till sundown. Then all hell broke loose. We didn't know the NSF had so many. We finally got to cap some rebels, eh? Hell of a first day. Bet the NSF won't try that trick again.
Wish I was going with you.
I should probably use some of this stuff. I just don't know what I want. Oh, I didn't get any more ammo for my charger, did I? That's annoying. Not having a cattle prod really sucks.
Good luck out there. Man, 2 Dentons in the field. The NSF won't know what hit them. It's my first day too. I'm pretty excited.
Minimum force won't work in the city. Take some hardware.
Yeah. I actually do need the tranquilizer darts.
Here's 60. So much for that.
What? How is tranquilizer darts not minimum force?
Minimum force.
I'll check.
Way to go, sir.
I guess it's slightly above minimum.
Good luck, Agent.
You'd think it wouldn't say UNATCO, it would probably say United Nations Anti-Terrorist Coalition, but sure. Alright, on to mission 2. Oh! Alright, so just realized a couple things that I forgot that we need to go get. First of all, this. Second of all, a thing that's going to take a while to go get, but I'm going to go get it anyway. Less lethal weapons are definitely not minimum force, except by video game logic anyway. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but definitely by the logic of this game, is there's no option really besides technically you can sneak around a lot of people, but you do have to knock out some people probably unless you really want to. Oh, there it is. There's my boy. Oh, thank God I found it. Oh my God. There it is. I mean, it's only an extra 4 shots, but something. Oh, that's a pigeon. Now I need fast running. Even though we'll be taking silent running probably. Alright. I don't think that I can. It's like, I don't think I can shoot a rocket to blow that up. Oh God. Too much. Oh no! shotgun. Does throwing unconscious people in the water kill them in this game? I think so? But I'm not sure. Should have taken that all-important swimming skill. I did! We did take the swimming skill. Swimming. Trained. Alright, we should probably get low-tech weapons trained. For unarmed. Or melee weapons, rather. Oh yeah, you do end up trying a pistol, even though we untrained it. Interesting. We should save up for... not computers. Oh wait, yeah, maybe computers. That's the one that gives us a new thing. I was trying to remember. Alright, so we need to do something with all these upgrades so that I actually have room. So, scope. Put accuracy on this. The laser doesn't actually do very much, but... Does this have a minimum range? Or a maximum range, rather? It does have a maximum range. That's what I thought. It has a pretty short maximum range, so I'm not sure how useful it is. Maybe just put it on that. I do have my priorities straight. We talked about swimming at the start of the stream when we were deciding skills. I'm not going to take the shotgun. It's actually it's somewhat useful depending on what you want to do with it, but obviously it's not very less than lethal. Let's make this thing more accurate. Let's go all in on this. It's fine. We can go for non-lethal. There we go. That actually is a lot harder to do without the swimming skill. I mean, you can do it, but it gives you some significant buffer room. God, those bots scare me. This is before ragdolls. Oh no, we still have a cat on camera. Just lost Dio. What are you doing over there, Dio? I missed the answer to throwing unconscious people in the water golem. I said I think so, but I'm not sure. And I don't really feel like finding out. Planking in 2000, this game was so ahead of its time. That's what it is. Let's see. We got about 30 minutes, so we won't finish this mission.
The boat's ready.
But
Let's head out.
if so, probably in a less hilarious way than in Dishonored. What happens in Dishonored? I thought they just die. Is there like an animation of them drowning?
Alright, let's go. The terrorists are in a fighting retreat. A few have barricaded themselves inside Castle Clinton.
Lead the way.
Our orders are to locate a barrel of ambrosia they are hiding inside. I will give you a schematic of the barrel, but first...
Oh, they get instantly devoured by piranhas. Oh my god.
Exterminate.
A precious opportunity we cannot neglect.
Yes, so Anna wants us to kill everyone.
That is your brother's assignment. You will take the subway to meet him in Hell's Kitchen. But first, we should deal with Castle Clinton.
Are we going in the front, or is there another way?
A secondary entrance would be useful, but I am aware of no...
This is hard to do stealthily, because Anna will open fire the moment anyone gets alerted, so... Can I... Oh yeah, you have to... I need food for that kid. I forgot to grab some. Should be some around here, though. Oh yeah, let's not get close to the castle.
Look at that. Don't have nobody at the side entrance. NSF can just...
Hey kid, I know you're hungry. I'll go get you some food. Is this the guy singing?
Somebody kill me.
Nope.
Anybody? I'm sorry, I can't kill you. Please. Go to a public clinic. They can do something for the pain.
It's true. It's your whole body. Every cell.
You have the Gray Death?
I can't make it. I just can't make it. I bet it's germ warfare. The government's got a cure. They just won't give it to people.
It's true.
I can't feel my fingers. I bet it's germ warfare.
What is that? Oh, it's a Zyme. Okay. There are guys over here. Don't shoot me. Oh, you shot me. Oh God! Uh-oh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They've got hostages in the subway station.
Well, you gotta get out of the way. Give him some drugs for the pain. I don't got any Zyme, man? I don't have any Zyme. Yeah, there's some of these things in here.
We lost some of our men.
Please move. Okay, if they're gonna stick there, that's actually gonna be really annoying because that's the steam vent that I want to go through. Okay, I walked by too close to the fire. You got tranks. I suppose I could trank him. That doesn't seem very... This is ammo for the assault rifle. I guess I can just go in here.
The NSF seems to be falling back.
Come on, dicks. Alright, let's go open these. Oh, prod, that's worth it. He asked you could kill him, you could at least meet him halfway. Wait, where's the other one? Oh, it's in here. Throw a grenade close to them and they'll run? That's probably true, but I'm a little worried about aggroing them. Oh, lockpick is good. Oh, and a candy bar! That's what I need. Gotta go get that for the kid. Where's the bum around here? I thought there was a bum in this area that is singing the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Oh, maybe it's that guy. That's this guy. You'll aggro them eventually anyway. Shh.
No, sir. Forget about the NSF. Most of those old forts have a bolt hole. Those boys will be long gone out of side tunnel by now. You fellas might scare Jim and Jane stay at home, but that's an army out there. Praise the Lord, yes, and honest to God, people's militia.
This is not the guy singing.
Oh, I seen lots of battles, blessed be our Lord, back in the Northwest War. Didn't have uniforms back then, just a shotgun and all the shells you could carry. The NSF sure has grown up, praise heaven. They got organization now. Now listen to me, young sir. I can tell you, that's what lost it for us last time. What the government's always been good at, and we haven't. But it looks like the boys got some discipline this time round, and your men better take note. That's right. Stand up, wipe your noses, and take note. You got yourselves a hail, Jesus! You got yourselves a rebellion. Consider the consequences, young sir.
This game does have a kind of the kind of
Praise heaven.
like
No more hiding below ground.
the NSF is a
About time we had a battle face to face.
not officially, you know, it's not, it's clearly based on like white nationalist militias, right? Like that's the image it's drawing on, even though they don't act like that in game. And they're at the very least like kind of libertarian, and this notion of kind of a libertarian anarchist communist alliance, which is not well, there are a lot of problems with that idea.
I'm starving. Do you have anything to eat?
All I have is a can.
Don't matter. I just need something in my stomach so I can fall asleep.
Here you go. Do you have a place to stay?
I sleep out on the dock where they unload the speedboats.
Speedboats? Is that how the NSF get their supplies?
I don't know. They're always coming in and out of the tunnel behind the soda machine.
Interesting.
I spy on them from the crates. The code is 9183.
Clever boy.
Thanks for the snack, mister.
It's the least I could do.
9183. Do we need to go? No, we can do this first.
Looks like these tunnels head toward Castle Clinton. I can't find them on the map, though.
Oh my god, they're not on the map. How strange. I think it's fine to not do the hostage situation yet, right?
Something moved. Could be the law.
I'm trying to remember to do it after this. Maybe I should have saved before I came down here. There, clips.
I swear I heard something.
Fuck. Whoops. I'm not very quiet yet. Is there a camera in here? There is a camera in here. Oh my god! Fuck. Maybe I should just go in. What? You can see me? Oh, I didn't back up, I guess. Oh yeah, and there's more. Okay, so there's a bunch of cattle prod ammo. Or cattle prod, you know. That's the guy on a flamethrower. Or with a flamethrower. Let's not,
We got cops. I guess
Did it
it's
see
nothing.
me?
Nothing. I guess we're safe.
Okay, that works. I feel like I'm trying to remember the layout of this place.
Forget it. I was hearing things.
Oh, that's that guy. Okay, whoops, we just went a big circle. Okay. Well, that's just a terrible place to be if you set up an alarm. Just right in front of a turret. I guess we can do cancel Clinton probably, and then call it there before we go through the subway. Let's flamethrower man. Let's ignore him. He's annoying.
Quiet. I think we got cops.
Castle Clinton's safe, okay. This is... yeah, camera right there. There it is.
Objective complete. Agent Navarre will describe your next assignment and stay behind to protect the Ambrosia. Look for her out front.
Alright, this is one I think I do want to use because it also opens the safe. Although I have the keyring on the safe now, so I guess that's not as important. Commander Grimaldi. We liberated 2 canisters of this stuff along with their brooch during the Liberty Island raid, but a number of people are quite sure what it is or what to do with it. Possibly a biological or chemical agent. Without the proper people and equipment, there's no way to tell. Lebedev suggested we keep one of the containers and a barrel of ambrosia here as a contingency. The rest was shipped out to the airfield an hour ago. Killian, I think, is an NSF guy we see a lot of messages from, and we never actually see him, is my recollection of it. Doors of the kiosk. Okay. I didn't try and it smashed the state password. Maybe I should have. Pretty sure it does not work though. Oh yeah, now we can modify those. Okay, we could do it before, huh? So we have to take these guys out without getting an alert, which is a little bit difficult.
You're inside the kiosk of Castle Clinton. The bulk of the NSF troops must have gone through here to get underground.
Hey kid. I think that's okay. I'm trying to remember whether that is gonna be bad or not. Okay, hi dudes. You're just kind of sitting there staring. Okay, no, you're moving now. There is a leaning in this game, so. Oh shit. This is why I quick saved here. Trying to avoid getting them killed. It's hard to do though.
You're inside the kiosk of Castle Clinton. The bulk of the NSF troops must have gone through here to get underground.
Thought I saw a guy in a coat. Take him out. I got this one. Take him out. 30 credits says I get it.
Ow! Okay, I need to not die. This might have worked. Well, I'm out of tranks. No! Stop! I'm trying to run! Okay, I think I got him.
You a cop?
UNATCO agent.
If you're a cop, you have to tell me if you are.
I just wanted to find some food, but they didn't have any.
I don't have any
They
more
started
food, I'm
shooting
sorry,
at the
kid.
police. Got some?
Sorry, I don't have any food.
Oh man.
There's a lot of hungry kids. So we can also... Oh shoot, there's another one. Well, at least it didn't die. Oh god, I forgot. Yep, just stay that way. No. Still not getting it. Buckshot, huh? Oh. Let's go give him some soy food.
I just wanted to find some.
You can have this.
You're cool.
Glad I could help.
Hey,
Yeah?
the soldiers have secret tunnel.
What kind of...
Steel.
Thanks.
Oh, I still can't lift it? Okay, well, I can do this. Oh, interesting. I can push them with only with microfiber muscle activated. That's interesting. So that's the other way in, other than the front door.
Don't let me get in your way, officer.
Oh, I think you can pick these up and then you can use those to get in maybe after you push them around. Don't let me get in your way, officer. Or you get in here? I don't know. There's some way you can get in through some of these. Oh no, these are... Hey guys, what's up?
You were too gentle with the NSF, but I cannot complain. You completed the objective. At least you are not a coward like Paul.
It's really creepy to imagine JC crawling up behind people and shocking them in the butt. Also, God, this fucking line. Your mechs might have copper wiring to reroute your fear of pain, but I've got nerves of steel. Let's not be arrogant, Anna. She also gives us something if we're...
You just passed lesson 1. Lesson 2
Okay,
is how
you are
to
supposed
deal
to
with
actually do the
terrorists in
subway for
station.
a second.
I'm ready.
The terrorists have wired the platform with explosives and put in
I thought if you were
Get the hostages out if you
not
can,
arrogant to her,
but
she
make
gives
sure
you
the NSF learn
EMP
that human
grenades.
shields will not work against you, Natco.
Nothing we can't handle with a few EMP grenades.
We are thinking the same thought.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
I will equip you with 2 grenades. They will disable any electronic detonators within a radius of 20 meters.
Yeah, I don't think she gives you those if you're a wise ass to her.
Your brother Paul has gotten our troops into another mess. Paul has his units scattered and pinned down by heavy resistance in Hell's Kitchen.
Man, why is Paul so incompetent?
The NSF regrouped in Hell's Kitchen, perhaps because it is close to where they have taken the ambrosia. Too bad you do not have cochlear implants like I do. You could listen for sonic transducers and not get your head blown off.
What?
You have your
I don't know what that meant.
Your brother Paul has gotten our troops into another mess.
Never should have transferred.
Yeah, shotgun shells for the trying to remember where my Knives Have Seen the Glory guy is. Oh, there he is.
The sweet land of liberty of the icing.
Oh, is it America the Beautiful instead?
And where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside let freedom ring. My native country, the land of the noble free, thy name I love. My native country, the land of...
Alright, time to go. Deal with the subway. So we're here, okay. These guys have still not moved. Confined space, hazardous atmosphere, air supplied respirator required for entry. That's not true. Oh, this is the one that goes to that room, I think, with the guys.
They've got hostages in the subway station.
Yep. Well, you know, I got some ammo, I guess, that I will not be using. This is a very complex event system.
The NSF terrorists in the subway have threatened to blow up the platform. Watch for booby traps.
What? The fuck? Okay, apparently they saw me there. Shit. Oh, god damn it. I didn't... Fuck! Alright, let's do this again. Shit.
You're inside the kiosk of Castle Clinton. The bulk of the NSF
Whoops.
troops must have gone through here to get underground.
Alright, so we want to actually... let them see us, I guess? Oddly. god, don't get shot. Alright.
Careful. These UNATCO guys got all the tricks.
Ouch. So we're gonna go out and check out if that guy died of bullets or he didn't.
You were too gentle with.
All right.
I'm learning. I'm ready. Nothing we.
We are. You a cop? I just.
You can have.
Here.
Glad I.
Hey.
Yeah.
So.
What kind? Bang.
Right. Yeah, there's a crate over here.
Good work. We'll take it from here.
The NSF terrorists in the subway have threatened to blow up the platform. Watch for booby traps.
I'm gonna get down. Maybe I just go straight down. Or Steam. It's just taking so many pictures. It's because it put me on the ladder and then, that was really annoying. Like, that was not my fault. That was the game being dumb. Did I just turn around? Alright.
The NSF terrorists in the subway have threatened to blow up the platform. Watch for booby traps.
Forgot I had no tranquilizer ammo. Alright. Then we're going in this way.
The NSF terrorists in the subway have threatened to blow up the platform. Watch for booby traps.
We need a gas grenade.
They found us. That's him. He's a cop.
Oh, there's a lot of guys there. Alright.
The NSF terrorists in the subway have threatened to blow up the platform. Watch for booby traps.
Oh my god, it got in my fucking way! Once again, I forgot I don't have tranquilizer darts. I gotta, like, this is not that hard. I just gotta remember.
Watch for booby traps.
Did you just murder that guy with your own shotgun blast? You dumbass.
The NSF terrorists in the subway have threatened to blow up the platform. Watch for booby traps.
Oh my god. How did this go almost well the first time, and then now it's, or well, the first time I got in there with the grenade. Now it's just going terribly. Alright. I'm gonna save so I just don't have to listen to Alex say that every time. God, you idiots! You idiots! You're so dumb! How the fuck are you supposed to be effective terrorists? You really are the, like, B-League. Good God. They still the worst bad guys? They're so incompetent.
Take him out. That's him.
Sir, who are you?
What is going on?
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm out of ammo. Please. I'm trying to like... Okay, let's drop this. Try to see if I can... Okay. I think I can save? I also need an EMP grenade though. Actually, I don't need to use the EMP grenade. I think I just go up.
Watch out!
Oh god, there's a guy over there. Where did you even come from? Fuck! Alright. Oh, hey. What? This is such a comedy of errors. The death stream, yeah, where you just like T-pose and fall over. Hey guys. Alright.
That's him.
Oh my god, this is just comedy. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to use the EMP grenade.
They found us. Pig.
I'm not actually sure. Oh god, I'm gonna have to... Okay, so I just don't have... I just have too much chest damage. Oh well, I do have very low chest, or... Can't you just move the TNT somewhere it won't hurt anyone if it's set off? I don't... We could try this. I just said get it away from all the bodies. It has a fairly large radius. Oh, I can't move them unless I can pick up the shit they have on them. I'm glad, PM.
That's him. He's a cop.
Good work. The hostages will be all right. Now take the train to
That
Hell's
did
Kitchen
work.
and report to your brother.
Everybody's live. Oops. Clear up so I can get my loot. Power of science, I suppose.
You alright?
I guess so.
Why were the NSF holding the station?
They were pulling out. Most of them got on the train and went up north.
Were they transporting any heavy supplies? Barrels?
Not that I saw, but I heard them talking about a warehouse. How they needed every precious second to move some kind of shipment.
Precious indeed. They just gave up a half a dozen lives for a couple of minutes.
Oh, they're not dead.
I'll be okay, thanks. I think that's all of them. I'm not going anywhere until the shooting stops. I'll be okay, thanks.
You saved my life! They were gonna blow the whole place up. Us, them, everything! They're maniacs. Complete maniacs! Funny, I thought the NSF was fighting for a good cause.
You're right that the government shouldn't intimidate people, but neither should they.
So are only the two up front wired?
I'll be okay, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah?
How's it look on the street?
How's what look?
The fighting. Is it heavy?
The cops told me to take cover in the bar, come down here. They've got the NSF surrounded in the Ton Hotel.
Hostages?
I don't know, is that it?
Yeah, thanks.
Alright, we'll stop and save here. Thank you guys for joining me for Deus Ex. I will be back next Saturday with more Deus Ex. I will also be back tomorrow, probably, but I don't know what I'm playing yet, so you can tune in for a surprise, maybe. Oh, the cats left. Both of them. Oh well. They were there for most of the stream, I think. You can see the other games I play below the stream. You can follow me for notifications when I go live. You can sub for emotes of my cats. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Yeah. I hope you guys had fun. I am happy to do this. Like I said, this is my favorite game of all time. And I hope we can. Hopefully, it's. I mean, it's, you know, not remembering some of the stuff I would have liked to remember, but still a pretty good memory of it. It's going pretty well, I think. I'm excited. I hope to see you guys again. I really appreciate all of you who watch and chat. Makes this a lot of fun. So, goodbye!
So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. It's been great to play and sing together in the box, and now it's time to say goodbye. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. Goodbye for now, until we